Hello, hello. Thank you, peoples, for hi. People say hi, I say thank you. I don't know why I say thank you. I meant to say welcome, but you know, you know how brains are. They do that. Yee. Hello, hello, hello. As
The
rag.
street is still overrun with bees, Gromit. They won't let me out the door.
This case involves bees, you say. We must get busy. Hi, Jeep. Hi, Kiro. Hi, Ragdoll. Hi, Beth. How am friends? We having good days? Welcome to Frogwares has a sale on, and a lot of their old games are less than £1. So, to be fair, I already had 2 other games of theirs that I was going to play, but they're both for spooky season. So, yeah, just woke up. Love. We love to hear it. Right, let's see if this works. Hopefully it works. If not, I don't have a backup. Swoosh! Welcome to Sherlock Holmes Nemesis, also known as Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it. It's definitely not Arsène Lupin. But yay, for anyone who is unaware, Lupin is a, I believe, French literary character who was a cat burglar, gentleman burglar. Got hit with a bad kiss of the bad, oh no! Oh no, big hugs. Do you know of Lupin? I've heard of Lupin the Third. Yeah, help you feel soon. You love it. Brilliant. Prepare to be disappointed. It's fine. I love Sherlock Holmes, and I've been disappointed with all of this. So, and by I love Sherlock Holmes, I mean specifically Jeremy Brett. So yeah, this is apparently a crossover, which is fun because the author of Lupin, which I'm assuming I'm pronouncing correctly, attempted to do crossovers back when they were writing the stories, and Conan Doyle said, "Oi, stop it." So instead of Sherlock Holmes being in the stories, Herlock Sholmes was. And now they're together with their actual name. Should we invite Bet as a shared passion? If you think they can live with whatever they're going to do to the character, then sure. It's fine. Remember, these games were the ones that gave us the canonical first appearance of Poirot that everyone was very happy about. So, yes, there's at least
That
one.
wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks.
What? 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 That wasn't what? What? Hang on, what? I didn't even have those web pages open anymore. What? Hang on. Let me just. When you said you were going to do some math, it's not what I expected. Now buy most of the other. That's. Yeah. Well, thank you, Ragdoll, for £30 to buy apparently all of Frogware's games. Very generous of you. Unnecessarily so. But gratefully. I guess we're playing a lot of Frogwares in the coming years. Well then. I guess we better get going. Apparently we've got a lot to get through. Oh dear. Right. Poirot was not there. Poirot was there. He learned all about the Grey Cell, remember? Or a few nice sandwiches if you prefer. It's very kind. Anyway, I also don't know about volume. Might be a little bit on the loud side. Let me get my volume mixer up so I can change it relatively easily. All good. Sandwich. Let's go! New game, yes. Brings back memories. Ooh, you are undertaking to portray Sherlock Holmes, the famous consulting detective of 221B Baker Street, London. During this case, you must demonstrate both sagacity, I don't know how to pronounce that, and calm, sageness, will go. Observe well the items around you and don't hesitate to click on them once you have the required information. You will obtain comments that will help you in your hunt. Don't hesitate to click on things when you have information, you'll get information. Interesting. Do not forget to interrogate anybody who may be able to inform you. Choose the right questions and pay heed to their answers. Oh god, this was from the series that made you actually type in answers. I forgot about that. Oh god, we gotta pay attention. Assure yourself that you aren't caught short by your adversary. Arsène Lupin will throw a number of challenges at you, which will demand you are subtle and methodical. Well, we're dead. Thus, in the course of your investigations, you will have need of a pencil and paper. Got it. Certain riddles will require reflection worthy of your hero. It will be challenging. Definitely. We won't use a walkthrough at all. At certain moments, you will need to type a key word in response to a question in order to continue the adventure. There it is. You are at liberty to consult your notes in order to help yourself. Do not forget to read the documents that you will have gathered and glance through Sherlock's notes. They are all important. So who's this Arsène Lupin? Gentleman thief. Criminal from France. In order to advance your inquest, you will have at your disposition plans and maps which will permit you to teleport by clicking on given points. You may equally make your character run by double-clicking with the left mouse button. England's honour is at stake. Do not disappoint your adversary. Or England, presumably. They're assuming a lot about our opinion on Frogwares presents. Extra. Drama. The new adventure of Sherlock Holmes. Singular adventure. This is Barnes' bookseller. Remember Barnes? Cinema. Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin. Sorry, Spanish, isn't it? It's Arsène.
Extra. Buy your copy of The Strand over air.
Over air. London, July 14th, 1895. Holmes! Welcome to 221 lowercase b Baker Street. Hey, Sherlock. You're not making any noise. Do you have rosin on that boat?
It looks to be the beginning of a lovely day, Holmes. There's nothing like beginning the week with a sunny Monday, with nothing more pressing to do than to see what came in the post. Would you care to take a ride up the Thames today?
Hands.
I think not, Watson.
Listen, Holmes, your mood has been getting progressively worse for the past 2 weeks. I know you, and I am certain that something is bothering you. It wouldn't be bad news from Switzerland, would it?
We would already be on a boat heading towards the continent were that the case, my dear Watson.
Very well, then, what is it? Let me guess. For the past 2 weeks, the papers have talked of nothing other than this French thief, Arsène Lupin. He's been making all of the police officers on the continent look like complete idiots. You're taking an obvious pleasure out of reading these articles.
My dear Watson.
I've put my finger on it, haven't I? I know you well. Something tells me that you will not entertain talk of this Lupin for some time. Do you recall his latest feat? Using an alias, he seduced a young Italian princess in order to rob her of a priceless set of diamond jewellery that once belonged to the Medici. These jewels were to be part of the lady's dowry on the occasion of her marriage to the son of a wealthy, influential Sicilian. Finally, our friend, having committed his crime, left word for the local press explaining that there was no other way for the charming lass to escape a marriage of convenience with, I quote, an uncultivated and uncouth boor without the least refinement. Since then, the lady has been confined to a convent, and rumour has it that the two outraged fathers have jointly offered a sum of countless millions of liras for the head,
Lyrus.
the rest of the body being optional, of the man who is responsible for their dishonour. Are you acquainted with the reputation of the Italian criminal milieu? Why, another letter from the zoo about those missing birds, as if we were going to be running around the whole of London chasing chickens. As I was saying, are you acquainted with the reputation of the Italian criminal milieu? This Arsène Lupin must be in hiding somewhere, surrounded by bottles of champagne and stolen treasures. How foolhardy and arrogant.
What about chickens?
Oh, these French. However, he didn't pursue this foolishness to the point of risking stepping onto British soil.
Oh, these
Has the cat got your tongue, Watson? What? Whatever is the matter with you, Watson? Pray tell.
This
Ah,
letter
the
on
French.
the table. Holmes, read it.
Is it from our sloops? You control Sherlock Holmes. To move in the game, just left-click in the destination you want to reach. Double-click will make him run. Right away!
No, I must know why Watson is in such a state.
Spoil. What we got? Reading. Yeah, I didn't take in a lot of what he said. I imagine the chickens are probably relevant. How did he say multiple paragraphs in one sentence? Is a British tradition. Watson, do shut up. Dear Mr. Holmes, before I begin, please excuse any grammatical or spelling errors that you might notice. Our development team is a little rushed. Your language is not my language isn't an apostrophe messy. My native tongue, as I come from the continent, France to be exact. In addition, my singular subjects of conversation, whether they be oral or written, is the most exquisite food and wine, the noblest arts, and the sublimest of sublimest women. Was it like sublimist? Apparently, this language is also not my particular expertise. The whole world knows that you, people of her most gracious majesty, do not produce or even discern any manifestation of aesthetic intelligence and civilization that sets men apart from beasts. I mean, I can't really argue. Thus, the opportunities to practice your language are sporadic and brief. What use is there to linger with a lackey or maid? But look, I see I have made a mistake, or rather, an execrable mistranslation. I said, you people of her most gracious blah 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 blah, when I should have said the people of blah blah blah, other than you. This is the combination of me attempting to read things and a group of people who can write English trying to write a character who isn't very good at English. July 14th, that's your boyfriend.
Inexorable.
Inexorable. It's not inexorable, it's execrable. Excretable? 98 years before your birth. Ooh. You were foretold. Something with an Italian or Sicilian princess, French guy, and chickens. Exactly. We gotta remember all that, apparently. Maybe. Yes, how can I include you in this half ruddy-faced, half pallid crowd reeking of brine and cheap beer? I should probably be doing this in a French accent, shouldn't I? But not for this long, bloody hell. Okay, right. I will read this. You stand apart, an icon. Having followed your exploits for some time and being interested in your unusual personality, I started to see in you a man of intelligence, ingenuity, and singular refinement. Oh, they'd read Arthur Conan Doyle. They say the word singular a lot. The incredible results in your activities and the manner in which... How did Watson, by this point, know who this was from? He can't have glanced at it for more than 3 seconds. The incredible results in your activities and the manner in which you achieve them are marked with the seal of genius. Believe me, despite the lamentable opinion that I hold for the inhabitants of your island, I have for you an admiration without limit, which has reached its apogee recently when I discovered you have a French ancestor. What unlucky stars brought you to the world elsewhere than in the motherland? Sentences. The motherland I call my own, that should have been your own. Perhaps the gods desired that your presence on this island bring up the intellectual average that was so low it bordered on the absurd. The business that brings me to write this letter may bring an answer to the question. He's definitely getting this practice in. He wanted practice at speaking this language, he's doing it. Someone wrote a novel in the game. Yeah, it's Skyrim. You see, events without antecedent. That's the one. Not antecedent. That's something else. You see, events without antecedent. I can't even say it. Antecedent will occur in London. Events without precedent will occur in London in the week to come, beginning on the very night of the day in which you read this letter. The purpose of these events is to bring to light a fraud, the arrogance and vanity of the English. That's not a fraud, that's pretty real. Enough of the haughty, boring composure that the English present us when passions should be freely expressed. Enough of the derisive confidence in England's impregnability, which is displayed by all your politicians and soldiers. The English fortress is being protected by seas serving as moats. Enough of your supposed symbols of majesty and grandeur of spirit, which are, in fact, merely the fruits of looting and plundering. Does Lupin normally speak this much in the novels? England has measured the world by its stingy, superior smile far too long. Bear in mind this is in 1895, so clearly he didn't succeed. Thus I, Arsène Lupin, if there's one thing I'd expect you to spell right, it's your name, have pledged to get rid of this smile. To that end, in the week to come, I pledge to steal 5 of the most representational symbols of the alleged English grandeur here in London. Once these auspicious achievements have been accomplished, I will exhibit the trophies for the world to see and will reveal the smallness of a nation incapable of preserving its pride. England will become the laughingstock of all nations, from the largest to the smallest, and will have to swallow its pride and lower its head for millennia to come. So in this game, we are presented with a conundrum. Do we defend the sovereignty and pride of England, or do we work with the French? It's a difficult quandary. Yes, Lupin loves the sound of his own voice as much as Sherlock. Fantastic. Doesn't take this many words to insult the English. Most people manage with British Museum, huh? Imagine these self-righteous and perfidious faces who ordinarily parade the fact that they are one of Her Majesty's people will henceforth hide their origins. Being English will no longer be grounds for pride, but rather shame. He's just writing fanfiction at this point. In brief, the debts will be paid. You are perhaps asking yourself why I have chosen to share with you my vision, which many who don't know me would consider mad. After all, it looks up from Claire Obscure. Speak for yourself. Hey, doing French stuff as well. Is he going to steal Big Ben a la Carmen Sandiego? Maybe. Sorry, yes. After all, if my former praises are well-founded, you are certainly the only person in England capable of stopping my plan. Like myself, you are fully aware of the inefficiency and the flagrant lack of imagination that plagues your police service. The reason for this letter is eminently narcissistic. No exceptional artist desires to produce their work for an uncultured public, incapable of appreciating the true value of his prowess and talent. In you, I have found the ideal spectator, and I wish for you to follow the stages of my consecration step by step. In fact, I would almost wish for you to put yourself in my path, and in vain to stop me from committing those thefts. But you're a busy man who doesn't like defeat. What a shame. If, despite everything, the adventure tempts you anyway, I shall leave you a few verses that deal with tonight's target. All across France, everyone knows, in the Blinds Kingdom, you only need one eye for the crown. You treat us like blind men, it shows. 'Twas a one-eyed, one-armed man who brought us down. It is true that we failed, though we tried again, our fate was nailed, his immortality our pain. One of the Spanish capes, the detestable pride that hangs around you like drapes, our suffering makes you snide. It keeps going. An adversary came along, in order to protect victory, we were put in the wrong, and the day made history. This is half rhyme. Save the pain and defeat, the worst in this game is that the hero we did meet carries a French name. Clearly did vengeance sound. What I have in mind for this traitor, sitting at his master's feet like a hound, is to be run aground. You're completely just abandoning the rhyming game at this point. On my honour tonight to hand, I will break free the binding, so that all may understand our victory will take wing. Arseno Lotino. Did we get all that? Does a Frenchman not already think the English are a laughingstock? I know, it's not news, right? Expecting a lot after this letter, and I know he's not going to live up to it. This is a Twitter user. Oh, no. So many tweets. Unhinged YouTube comment. Yeah. So what's he actually going to do? He's going to steal something, and this is supposed to be a clue as to what. I guess. If you were playing this, you would have given up long before this. Well, that's why we're doing it as a group. We're a community. A hive mind. Wisdom of crowds and all that. Can we try and guess already for what he's going to try and steal? You only need one eye for the crown. Treat us like blind men. It shows 'twas a one-eyed, one-armed man who brought us down. That's probably important. True, we failed. We tried again. Our fate was nailed. His immortal. Oh, hang on. There's probably Nelson, right? Yeah. One of the Spanish case, adaptable pride hangs around you like drapes. As a snide adversary came along, in order to protect victory, we were put in the wrong. The day made history, save the pain and defeat. Worst in the game is the hero we did meet carries a French name. Clearly the vengeance sound. I need to know more about history, don't I? Something to do with Wellington, something to do with Nelson. I don't know. Is he going to steal a boat? Might steal a boat. We'll work it out. We'll find out. It's fine. Don't worry about it. How do I leave?
Holmes, this is truly unbelievable. Surely this cannot be taken seriously.
It's possible, Watson, that this letter is nothing but a prank.
Who would write that out
However,
as a prank?
A small chance exists that both the challenge and the threat are real.
What will you do?
First, I'm going to enjoy the breakfast Mrs. Hudson has prepared.
Yum yum.
If you would be so good, Watson, as to clarify some of the riddles in the letter. Firstly, if Arsène Lupin is actually the author, as he states, why does he sign with another name? When it comes to the poem, even if an answer seems straightforward, we must be quite certain. What would the target of tonight's theft be if this letter turns out to be accurate? We have one day to find the solution and to take preventative measures. You could go see Barnes, the bookstore in Glentworth Street. Surely they'll have something that will be informative.
Got anything on the Battle of Trafalgar? Oh, I'm Watson now, yay. We have abandoned all intelligence. Imagine writing a novel as a prank. Is that how we trick ourselves into writing? It'll be an epic prank to do your 60,000 word. Twitch keeps booting you with network errors. Twitch was being mean to me earlier when Ragdoll was streaming. It might just be a thing.
You control Watson.
Yeah, I don't know if that was supposed to be informative or threatening. But, yeah. If they actually are keeping true to the books, this would be a distraction or a way to trick Sherlock into stealing it for him, or a way to have someone invite him to the proximity of what he means to steal. He's clever, that man. And a prank you also heard by writing a Fatal Flaw comic. Oh no, God, we would be so embarrassed. Oh no.
Holmes's violin.
No, Holmes is human. Over here. Why is our cursor a pipe? We're Watson. Well, he probably does smoke a pipe, actually. Oh, Cthulhu.
What? This accursed statue is still here? I've asked Mrs. Hudson to remove it for us.
But it keeps coming back. So this is a sequel. This is a sequel to the Cthulhu game, what we played twice. Okay, go. To the bookshop. Unless there's anything fun.
I am not ready yet, Watson.
He's not at that stage of the relationship. That's reasonable. Apparently this is after Cthulhu.
The Reichenbach Falls. What an awful memory.
It's also after the final problem.
It's the steel harpoon that pierced Black Peter, master of the sea unicorn. Terrible memories.
The window's locked.
Probably, yes. Cthulhu! I can't remember the name of that story. My bedroom. We have nothing interesting to do in our bedroom. Maybe? Read a saucy magazine? No? Everything's a terrible memory, then why are you here? It's not a tea after no Holmes, it's human joke. Well, I'm glad we're starting off strong. All downhill. Right, remember this camera angle. Run! Fly, you fool! Ding ding. There, boy. You gonna sell me a newspaper?
Ah, women.
Oh, the French. Oh, women.
Extra, extra.
Watson is very extra. Just walk up to a random woman in the street and go, ah, women. That's why I love these games. Hello, sir.
No, I have nothing to ask him.
Okay, do you have anything to ask the pigeons? More intellectual equal. Is that a dog? So this was the house we went to last time. Dog.
No, I have nothing to ask him.
Fine. Gonna be like that. Ruff, ruff.
Sir? Sir?
Oh, I thought he was gonna say our women again.
No, I have nothing to ask him.
Again, a weird thing to say right to his face. Yeah, she had the right reaction. To Glentworth Street, to Barnes's bookshop.
Poor
Hello.
Barnes should hire a cleaning lady. Oh, what a mess.
He's got newspapers clipping through his desk. He needs a modeler. Need to put that in the locked command. What are women? That's gonna get me cancelled. I'm gonna get switched to terms of service. Not for anything misogynistic, just because I said woman. I don't like that.
Gnithruth, Kudwilm, Lizrit, Sublilha.
Well, the Cthulhu game took its toll. If you hadn't played the previous one, this is probably rather confusing. He seems well, yeah. Definitely need to put that in the locked cover. Hello. How goes it? Women, eh? Cool. Yep, gotta stand there.
Good day, Barnes.
Hello, Dr. Watson. How are you? I didn't hear you enter.
Are you busy? Am I disturbing you?
We're not the one disturbing him.
I was researching, but if you came to see me, it must be that you're looking for something specific. Perhaps I can help you?
So, yes. A strange affair.
A very strange affair.
Very strange.
Bewildering even has brought me to see you.
Is it?
An affair involving a Spanish cape and a one-eyed, one-armed man.
Most certainly. You will find the works dealing with naval history on one of the shelves somewhere.
Goodbye.
Thank you. I'll go look.
Well, I'm glad that gave us the information we needed. We need to find a book on a shelf somewhere. Cthulhu speech deserves to be in the locked command. Yeah, we have all of the terrible Cthulhuese. I love the specificity you bring, Watson. Good thing we're not in a bookshop.
This door. I know how to open it. But what I have to do is mix my blood with the black ooze.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu adjacent. I think I might have checked all the shelves at this point. Doesn't bode well. Is there anything I missed?
Snake, you'll never be able to get through the front door. Find some other way to get in.
I'm quite occupied, Doctor. Excuse me.
Egg? Excuse? Is this literally I need... Hang on, wasn't there like a thing with like... Okay. Spacebar shows me that, so maybe it'll show me places to click where I can... Ah! A shelf some. You work here? Are you Lupin? You've already missed the 25 minutes it took me to read out Lupin's letter. It's here, by the way, if you want to read that. I'm sure there'll be more. Right, the Great English Seaman Book. No laughing. Was his last voyage. Upon his return, he astounded many with his taste for raw meat and his sudden onslaught of salivation when, I quote his housekeeper, local college students or uniformed conscripts passed in front of the windows of the living room. He died 2 years later due to a fatal fall while attempting to battle the weathercock atop Edensburgh Bell Tower, with a sculpture that he had made out of clay and briar chips representing the supposed offspring of the Duke of Kent and a hedgehog. And I thought I wrote run-on sentences. Horatio Nelson, so it was Nelson, first Viscount Nelson, born in Burnham Thorpe, Norfolk, in 1758. We owe to Admiral Nelson some of the most beautiful pages of the Royal Navy's history. Charged with intercepting Bonaparte en route for Egypt, he conquered the French fleet in the Battle of the Nile in 1798. So what we're looking for is the offspring of the Duke of Kent and a hedgehog. Good to know, good to know. I love reading. So much reading. Lurked through the last bit of it. I'm marvellous. I apologised. Oh, there's more. Not content to rest on his laurels, in 1799 he recaptured Naples from the revolutionaries and was made Duke of Bronte in 1800. The death of his unrivalled seaman, don't laugh, who had already given his body in the service of his country, he had one arm amputated and lost a sight in one eye, was his crowning moment. He died triumphing over Admiral Villeneuve during the Battle of Trafalgar, despite being inferior in terms of numbers, but through the grace of... bloody O-U-G-H, it's pronounced 17 different ways. But through the grace of a courage and audacity without compare. A representative tale of Nelson occurred during a former battle when the flag captain warned him that the commander was signalling retreat. Admiral Nelson, convinced they were to be victorious, held a telescope to his blind eye and said, "I really do not see the signal." Thus he continued to battle, coming out victorious and committing a war crime. Luckily for him, his joke 94. Okay. I mean, okay, we've learned about Nelson.
Ah, here's my book, The Great English Sailors.
That was not the title, Watson. You know it wasn't.
As it happens, I found this book, and...
Excuse me, my dear Dr. Watson, but I am in need of tranquility.
Well, farewell, Barnes.
He lost a battle against a weathercock and a self-made hedgehog figurine. I've never heard that before, but I'm interested to look it up after the stream. Yeah, what did we learn from this? We learned that Nelson was a thing. He had one arm and one eye, so he fits the description of the person in the thing, which is why I thought of him. Something to do with the Battle of Trafalgar. Blah, 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 blah. I still don't know what he's going to try and steal. A flag? A boat? Telescope? I don't know. It was their attempt to introduce flesh, blood, and marry the plebs without marrying them. Apart from the fact that he's insane and dead. You got enough? Ruff, ruff. Cannot pet dog. Bad game. Pretty sure your hat's floating. So. Does the British Museum have any cool hedgehog figurines you can steal? If only. No women. Shame. Right, I got a book. Annie, I got a book. Sorry, Holmes, I got a book. Hi. He's going in for the smooch. More smooch. No, we have to talk this way.
Now tell me, Watson, what progress have you made? Have you found the meaning of the mysterious signature?
It's... Who's Arseno Lutino? Arsene Lupin. It did actually say in the letter, right? How do you space? Space? Oh, but can't spell. Why can't you... Hang on. Okay, I can't just use my keyboard. Okay. I was gonna say. When was sea mines invented? I don't know. I'll go outside and ask an urchin.
Your intentions are good, Watson, but you've missed everything of importance.
Fine. I missed everything of importance. Can I... Yeah. Where is? Yeah, it's Arsene Lupin's, but it's like it's the signature. It's that. I don't get it. It's very clever. Too clever for this game. Correct. Oh, I see. This was from a previous person. Okay.
Imaginary Hindi man.
The imaginary Hindi man. Yes, we have experience with imaginary Hindi men in these games. All right, deal with the bot. Okay, so yeah, so this was supposed to be a humorous end to a previous biography, and then we moved on to Nelson. I think that's what's going on here. So what do you?
Your intentions are good, Watson, but your intentions are good, Watson.
Okay, I just wanted to check it wasn't a passing issue. What do you mean the mysterious signature? Why would he sign it as anything other than his name and but looking different? Arseno Latino. Arseno. Oh, it's an anagram. It's an anagram of Horatio Nelson.
It's an anagram, Holmes. The letters in Arseno Latino can be used to spell out Horatio Nelson.
Anagrams
That's
I can do.
Welcome confirmation. No doubt the target for the theft is somehow connected with the Battle of Trafalgar, won by Admiral Lord Nelson at the expense of the French. Nelson, who lost an eye and an arm in battle, has a statue high atop a column in Trafalgar Square.
They're going to steal the statue?
It says that the object of the theft is sitting at his master's feet. There's nothing to steal on this column. We have a map of London here somewhere. Let's see if we can find a site of interest near Trafalgar Square.
The National Portrait Gallery? Map. How do I open things? Up. Inventory. Good enough. Map. Is this actually the map? This is a map of Baker Street, so that's not quite helpful. Or do I have to get a map? Where is the map? Explain yourself.
Have you found the map of London, Watson?
Okay, I gotta find the map. There were maps all over the place, right? One of these? No. There's no limit. There was an eye. I saw an eye. Ah.
Holmes's Table for Experiments. A motley collection.
Motleys are lovely. It's a synonym of spotted. Girl, as if you don't know where Trafalgar Square is, Holmes. Yeah, Trafalgar Square is a very obscure location in London. Not many people know about it. I've only been there once, I think. But I don't live in London, so I can be excused. Steal his stuff.
Holmes's makeup and accessories. With the help of this, his disguises are very impressive.
And he can indeed, some might say, slay. What one's more stuff to steal? Ugh. Weird noise.
A Scandal in Bohemia. Holmes's very first adventure.
Was it?
But why is he keeping this journal? Holmes is not the type to archive his past adventures. A Scandal in Bohemia.
I thought that was a map.
Hinayana, the oldest Buddhist school, Ceylon. Holmes has some strange bedside reading.
How dare he educate himself on other cultures, honestly.
Oh, the photo of Irene Adler.
We're just going on a
I'm
tour.
not surprised that Holmes kept it. To him, she is the only woman. He perceives her as being so superior to the rest of her sex that he can't even speak her name. Could he have felt something close to love for her? Who knows?
I thought so.
Are women.
Women. Is Irene Adler going to pop up? Apparently she's in our thing.
Holmes's Order of the Legion of Honor.
I'll do a supercut of all the
I wonder
R's.
why he doesn't display it on the wall.
Yeah, but does he have a map of London? Thing? He has a gun.
Holmes's sidearm.
There's a joke there about arms always being at the side. I've already done the violin one. Irene, well-known Gibson. What I can do.
Holmes's makeup and accessories.
Women.
With the help of this, his disguises are...
Now it's green. I had to check it twice. Watson very intrigued about makeup.
To think that this statue saved Holmes's life during the adventure of the empty house.
It's got a bullet in it.
A Wooga women.
A Wooga women. Well, apparently not here. Unless I've missed something. Let me double check on the other side of the room. Oh, navigation. Can I just... No, I can't. Arrow key, I have to click. Okay, yeah. Roll that. Oh my god!
My eccentric companion keeps his shag tobacco in the toe of this Persian slipper.
Steal it. I stole your shag slipper. What? What just happened? Oh, that is a terrible metronome. It moves 3 times and stops.
Colonel Gordon. It was during the affair of the lodger in treatment.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
This is how Holmes organises his correspondence that is awaiting responses. If only his clients saw that.
I mean, you showed them.
It was in this statue that we found the famous Black Pearl of the Borgias.
In that statue? Fairly certain that got smashed, but okay.
Treaty on Cornish, the Celtic language of the Cornish people. And here, medieval pottery. Holmes has an interesting taste in reading. Oh, what a mess.
Starting to think that Watson does not pass the back test. Oop. The door, not special. Curtains. Wait. Scales. Well, glad you're having fun. This is from the Dancing Men.
Ooh, the adventure of the Dancing Men. I recall.
Who was it? I saw someone recently who had these as a tattoo. A fun tattoo. I was speaking about someone in third person while the person is listening to you. Holmes is used to it, I'm sure. Oh, look, a map.
Ah, I found it at last.
At last.
The map of London.
Literally
So,
at last.
according to you, what is there to steal in Trafalgar Square? Show me on the map, Watson.
Wild night. Show me on the map where they hurt you. Map of London. Here we are. I don't know what part of... Is it here? South, west, centre, east. There? Courts of Justice. British Museum. Largest museum in London where famous archaeological treasures are on display. We will not go there, I'm sure. Trafalgar Square. National Gallery of Painting is located in Trafalgar Square, where the Nelson Column is erected.
The only location visible is the National Gallery of Painting, which faces the column.
I've been there.
Why not? Our man wants to steal a painting.
Why not?
Which one? Watson, shall we head out? Let's take a tour of the National Gallery. While you find Sir Handsome, I'll send a message to Lestrade to have him join us.
Okay. You want to come over here and say that? Let's find Sloane's house. Can't remember where it was. Was it down here somewhere? I can't remember. Soho. I don't know where Soho is. Somewhere. Right. What am I doing? Handsome. We're calling bop a dip a dup bub doo wop. He said the National Gallery of Painting earlier. Yes, and he called the Seaman book the Book of English Sailors. So. Ah, horses. Oh, excuse me, you. Who are you?
No, I have nothing to ask him.
Oh, he's so sad. Right, Handsome.
Ah, Lamb, good timing.
That's
Can
a
you
horse.
give myself and my friend Sherlock a lift?
With pleasure, Dr. Watson. The mistress, Miss Bromsby, gave me the day off. I'll wait for you.
There's almost an accent in there. Oh, here we go. Straight to the museum. No, I have nothing to ask you. Hello. Oh, I'm Holmes again. When we go.
Good afternoon,
Holmes
gentlemen,
again.
and welcome to the National Gallery of
You
Painting.
look like...
As it's such a lovely day outside, you're the only visitors at the moment, and likely will be for the whole day, as the minimum number of people for a guided tour is...
We're not here to visit the museum, young man. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective?
Indeed, I have reason to believe that a theft is being planned that will take place here, perhaps as early as today.
A robbery?
I'm not certain, but there is a good reason to believe that is the case. We have contacted Inspector Lestrade at Scotland Yard, and he should be joining us momentarily. Meanwhile, rest assured that we are here in an official capacity.
Is that
In
an
the
accent?
meantime,
I don't
you can
know.
certainly help us. One of the paintings will play a part in the matter,
Maybe
but I don't yet know exactly which one. I do, however, have a few clues that should tell something to a specialist like yourself.
Ah, yes, of course.
There's a reception.
As it happens, I've only been working here for 3 days.
Specialist.
Actually, I'm an apprentice, and my duties here are essentially administrative.
So good at reading people, Sherlock. Lurking. Have a lovely look. I'm going to use the fewest number of models. It's sunny outside. He does look. He bears a striking resemblance to the young solicitor in one of the Sherlock Holmes, one of the Granada stories. I can't remember what story it was. Was it the one where the guy writes a will and then hides in the hidden attic area? I can't remember. I think it might have been that one. He gets framed for murder or something. I'm gonna with trousers. Director.
Pray tell, would I be correct in deducing that the elder of the two men that we can see up there
That's a
is
Disney
the
film.
director of the museum?
Yes, that is Sir Pointer. He could certainly assist you better than I,
talking
but
to Mr.
at the
Cursor.
moment he's terribly occupied and will be for some time.
But the location that you are proposing is unworthy of my work.
Get a pop
All
filter.
of my pieces are hymns to color and light. It's the very stars, the sun that you want to extinguish.
Please understand, dear sir, the entrance hall is reserved for temporary exhibitions. We are able to add more lighting.
In that case, you would have to provide lanterns across the whole length of the ceiling.
Oil.
And to use the most refined oil possible. Definitely not gas. And mirrors to reflect the light, along with some canvases in basic colors to bring out the contrast.
Did I voice this
We will do
character?
all that we possibly can.
Nevertheless, I insist that a number of my works must be on the main floor next to the large pieces.
When New
But
York
our
there.
rooms are already full.
On the
and,
main
as
floor.
you know, each has its specific subject. Too much modernism?
How can there be too much modernism? Modernism doesn't exist. Only art exists. Art is timeless. Art is cosmic.
Well, sir, perhaps we should continue this conversation in my office.
It looks like Neil Hannon of the Divine Comedy. Yeah, that's us. Deliberately putting on a terrible accent. Listen very closely, I will say this only once. Why did that fall over? Dramatic effect. Slipping into Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, he wishes. Why did no one react to it? Drama. We're British, we don't react to drama. Ledger!
Then you must certainly have a ledger of the works that are shown in the museum, with a description of each painting.
Yes, Sir Pointer entrusted it to my care this morning so I could familiarize myself with the collection, but I lost it. I know, I make a rather feeble archivist.
I mean, this guy's only been working here for 3 days.
While I was doing a tour of the museum, the painting that Mr. Pointer is now dealing with arrived, along with cases full of canvases that he had to quickly inventory.
The case of the missing ledger. What do you make of it, Watson? Listen, Mr.
Not a case.
Palinor, sir.
Palinor, my friend and I will make our way through the museum in order to find the ledger. If you lost it while touring the museum and it wasn't back on the desk, then it must be in one of the galleries. Stay here and we will return to see you when we have found it, and not a word of it to the director.
Certainly, sir. With many thanks. I will continue to do my inventory and await you.
What do you mean only Holmes and Watson are listed? You think these people were professionals? Blueprint.
Tell me, young man, would you happen to have a blueprint of the building in order to facilitate the task at hand?
Or like a map?
Yes. Where did I put it? Oh, yes, here it is.
Thank you for not moving. Goodbye.
Farewell, Palinor.
Righto. Professor Plum. What do we got? We have the entrance hall, there's the director's office, Spanish gallery, French gallery, English gallery, Dutch gallery, Flemish gallery, Italian, German gallery, no admittance to the public gallery. Okay. Over here. Suspicious. We needed to go and have a smooch in the corner. Don't just give a blueprint of the building to a random person. He hasn't asked for credentials.
The museum transports china?
Art is precious, my dear Watson, but it's true that this crate is a curious size. I'd say 3 feet 3 inches on 2 sides by 6'6".
Enough to store a human. Or a gilet.
Oh, what a mess.
Astute observation.
Oh, what a mess.
A doubly astute observation. What's in the Dutch gallery? I'm sure all of the pictures will be accurate to the gallery they are contained within. Ooh, fixed camera angle, point and click movement. Alright, this plant. It exploded into blood. There's blood on the floor.
The painter who was conversing with the director has such character, to the point of taking some of it out on this poor plant.
That's a column, Holmes.
I said I didn't want to be disturbed.
Okay. English art gallery, the Dutch gallery is probably stolen paint. I don't know how many of the paintings are stolen, typically.
Blood.
Oh, I don't know. Blood. Blood.
La Tela Real by the great Spanish master Diego Velázquez, 1599 to 1660, painted from the golden century of Spain. It depicts a royal boar hunt.
Is it actually pronounced Velázquez? I am suspicious.
A lovely painting by Murillo. Impressive.
Much less information about that.
The Adoration of the Name of Jesus. El Greco, 1541 to 1614. Spanish painter from Crete, belonging to the Mannerist school.
No, it's Watson. You've known him for a while.
A lovely painting by Murillo. The Lamentation of the Dead Christ by Giuseppe de Ribera, a Tenebrist painter.
Apparently we're getting a guided tour. I'm here for it.
This canvas by Tiziano Vecellio, better known as Titian, is an allegory of prudence. It reads, "From the past, the man of the present acts prudently so as not to imperil the future." Wise advice. An Apostle, Giuseppe de Ribera, 1591 to 1652.
Took a while to paint, didn't it?
The Toilet of Venus by Diego Velázquez, who was considered, along with Francisco Goya and El Greco, as one of the greatest artists in all of Spanish history.
And Goya would know, he ate up all of them.
A Peasant Boy Leaning on a Sill by Bartolomé Esteban Murillo, 1617 to 1682.
Though it's a painting.
Christ Driving the Traders from the Temple, canvassed by the Spanish master El Greco. Christ Healing the Paralytic at the Pool of Bethesda by Murillo, one of the most important figures in Baroque painting in Spain during the 18th century.
It all makes sense. This game is jank. Bethesda's in it. Jesus spot. I mean, that's not difficult in a portrait gallery.
Jacob with a Flock of Laban.
There were a lot of Jesuses when I went
de
there.
Ribera, also called Lo Spagnoletto, or the Little Spaniard, because of his height.
Is the plural of Jesus, Jesi?
The Vendramin family, venerating a relic of the True Cross by Titian, a Venetian paper, died in 1576, leader of the 16th century Venetian school of the Cinquecento.
We getting all this? Drink every time you spot Jesus. You will be thrown out. Not a suspicious size for China. You know how much padding that needs, especially for a museum. I'm not going to click on all of these. We're just going to go around and see what we got. What room is this? Ah.
The Emperor Napoleon I, or Bonaparte as we English prefer, painted by Horace Vernet.
Naval. Seems appropriate. Miss, you can just drink a lot, it's fine. We won't judge you. What's in here?
Closed.
Open it then.
Jacques Cazot.
No.
I can't open it. The door handle is missing.
Lord Heathfield of Gibraltar.
Nope, wrong battle.
Well, that's just swell.
That's just...
Dr. Ralph Schomburg.
It was Ginsburg. What is...
A canvas by Sir Reynolds. Colonel Tarleton, hero of the British forces during the American War of Independence.
What's that hand? Is that a hand? Got a hand coming out of his arm.
The doors are locked.
I've lost track of what gallery. Where am I?
Dutch Gallery.
Ah, we're in the Dutch.
A young woman seated at a virginal, painted by Vermeer, Dutch painter of the 17th century. A young woman seated at a virginal, painted by Vermeer, Dutch painter of the 17th century.
Are these all going to be painted by Vermeer, a Dutch painter of the 17th century?
View of the Westerkerk,
oh, no.
Amsterdam, painted by Jan van der Heyden, probably in 1660.
Probably.
A terrible naval battle scene by Ludolf Bashuizen.
Wow, judgy. Holmes, we're here for your information, not opinions.
Jacob van Ruysdael, 1628 or 9 to 1682, one of the major landscape artists of Dutch golden age of the 17th century.
Aristocracy often have hands in odd places.
A painting by Rembrandt, the sum of his works inspired Baudelaire to write Rembrandt's Sad Hospital Full of Murmurs.
Was that like addressed to him, or like, hey Rembrandt, sad hospital full of murmurs. 5 letters, 3 across.
Self-portrait at the age of 63 by Rembrandt, the year of his death. The painter affirmed, I do not paint the man, I paint the passage. An architectural fantasy painted by van der Heyden. A river scene with a Dutch yacht by Van der Capelle.
What? Who? What?
A coast scene, Jan van der Capelle, Amsterdam, 1626 to 1679. The Swearing of the Oath of Ratification, painted by Gerard Terborch, born in Zwolle in December of 1608 and died the 8th of December 1681.
That's Jan, yeah.
A beach scene with fishermen by Ludolf Bashuizen, 1630 or 31 to 1708. A beach scene with fishermen by Ludolf Bashuizen, 1630 or 31 to 1708.
Bashuizen? I don't think that's even close.
The Countryside, painted by Salomon van Ruysdael, born in the first few years of the 17th century, died 1670. It makes you want to rest for a moment.
We'll take a rest. How do you pronounce the Dutch names more French than the French names? We're not in the Flemish gallery yet, but we're close.
A winter scene with skaters near a castle by Averkamp, 1585 to 1634. One of the greatest painters from the Dutch school of the 17th century. He specialized in winter scenes. The painting originally extended into a square shape.
Yeah, just throw in a random Z, why not?
Willem van de Velde, a Dutch painter who dedicated his talent to the sea. A work by Jan Steen, painter of the Dutch school, a moralist.
Jan Steen, my favorite.
A terrible naval battle scene by Ludolf Bazhuizen.
This is Baz. He really wants to just call him Baz. Right, well, we're leaving that. Flemish?
The Flemish artists are found here.
Is that as much as you've got? Or were you reading the sign? Okay, you're reading the sign, okay. I thought that's as much as he wanted to learn about Flemish painting.
A work by David Teniers, the Younger. A work by David Teniers, the Younger.
They're both just works by David Teniers, the Younger. Most people settle for 2 years.
Rubens, The Judgment of Paris. What a dilemma. Paris had to choose between one of the 3 divinities, Venus, Juno, or Minerva, and anger the other 2 in the process.
There was nothing to it but choose all 3.
What do you suppose they call that? A novelty act?
I don't know, but it wasn't too bad.
Well, that's a novelty.
I like the fact that it sounded like you were heckling Watson, which I'll take.
Peace and War. Rubens, the Old Master, painting probably executed in 1629 or 30, illustrating the hopes for peace between England and Spain, the painter's mission at the time. Rubens was, in effect, also a diplomat.
What did it deserve? What did it do to deserve execution? I can speak.
At archery. David Teniers the Younger, 1610 to 1690. Baroque, I would say.
No, there's several 10 years at this point.
The Balby Children by Van Dyck, 1599 to 1641.
Hi, sir.
Lady Elizabeth Thimbleby and Viscountess Andover by Van Dyck. Van Dyck in person. This artist had a huge influence on English portraitists. He is considered to be the creator of the English school of painting. A Sunset by Rubens, one of the greatest Baroque painters of the 17th century and in the history of painting in general.
It's a lot of Rubens. So I think there's only been 3 people so far.
Look, a white horse standing by a sleeping man by Peter Verbeek, possibly derived from a 1652 print by Paulus Potter. Hearing, canvas by Gonzales Cox. He earned his nickname Little Van Dyck through the elegance of his paintings. Sight, portrait of Robert van der Hoek by Gonzales Cox between 1614 and 1618, died in 1684.
Welcome to this. We're looking at art. That's definitely what this game's about.
A Family Group by Gonzales Cox. Portrait of a boy holding a rose, around 1660 and attributed to François de Chastel, a Flemish painter.
I think this is most of the voice lines in the game. It's just wandering around the museum. Pronunciation's okay, so...
Canvas painted around 1620. Unknown artist from the Flemish school.
That's so bad, it didn't even know how to pronounce.
Portrait of a man, canvas loaned to the museum, work of an unknown artist, dating between 1645 and 1655.
Let's just give it up now. What are we doing here, by the way? Does anyone know? Is there a picture of, Well, presumably it's a Spanish thing, right? We going for a Spanish thing? Where's Spanish? Italian? No admittance. German. Oh, did I run through Spanish? Well, Spanish was the first one. We checked all that, so it's not that. The clue's in a painting, we're gonna find it. It won't be. This is not,
Closed.
Yeah, it's closed. Something about Trafalgar, yeah. I haven't seen a picture of Nelson yet, but I'm not really paying attention. Trying to find the Ledger of Artworks. Oh yes, I forgot about that, thank you.
Marika's tits. You must be hungry.
You must be closed. Kiro is espousing Expedition 33.
Closed.
We've heard nothing but good things. Well, not nothing. A lot of good. Running in a museum. It's closed, it's fine.
The doors are locked.
Closed.
The door. There's no seam.
This crate is blocking the door.
Have we had a Sherlock?
What that key belongs to?
No lock. It is broken.
Yeah, have we had a Sherlock Holmes one yet? I don't think we have.
So, Holmes, what are we doing?
Excellent question.
It won't open.
That's as far as we get. That's your hint, everyone. Smooch. Gonna see if there's anything special about any of these. Could be like eyes. I went to the director's office, but he said bugger off, so... Yeah, the hint's what's going on. Checked all these. This was a Flemish room, if I recall. We have not checked the sign that says Flemish.
The Flemish artists are found here.
I thought their paintings would be. Pedantry. What's in this room?
There's no inscription here. I'll speak to the director, perhaps.
Is that it? Is that important? Did I have to...
Hans Holbein the Younger died of the plague in London in 1543. His works are on loan to the museum.
There are more plaques in here than there are paintings.
German Gallery. German Gallery. German Gallery.
Watson, are you... Okay. I found you, Watson. You can come out now. Strange man.
The painter's father, Albrecht Dürer. He's probably seen happier days.
Dürer.
A Grenache.
A Grenache?
Grenache's style has such ambience. He depicted well the total lack of fantasy.
There's more stuff over here, it turns.
Portrait of a Woman by Lucas Grenache the Elder, 1472 to 1553. Official painter of the Saxony court.
Ah, women.
Charity by Lucan Grenache the Elder. Canvas loaned to the museum.
I have no idea if we're making any progress. Oh, panning camera.
Catherine of Alexandria. In Good Company, painted around 1450 by Stefan Lochner, a hand shutter of an altarpiece presented in 1863 by Queen Victoria at the Prince Consort's wish.
It's a weird frame.
St. Paul on Malta by Adam Elsheimer, 1578 to 1610.
St. Paul on Malta sounds like a biography of Malta. Oh, hello.
The Ambassadors, 1533 by Hans Holbein the Younger. In the foreground, we can see a distorted skull, a symbol of mortality.
Oh, is that the one where if you look at it... Yeah, that one. Just decided to put a weird optical illusion in there for fun.
The Virgin and Child by Albrecht Dürer, 1471 to 1528. Painter, mathematician, and foremost, an engraver, a virtuoso of the Buren.
Well, I'm not gonna find it. Rick? Hang on. There's the English stuff. Anything by Turner? A Turner Seascape.
A canvas by William Turner, the painter of light.
I can recognise a Turner.
Margate from the Sea by William Turner. Here we have a precursor to Impressionism. A magnificent landscape by Gainsborough. Ah, Thomas Gainsborough, one of the most famous English portrait and landscape painters.
I like doing these in the wrong order because he's like, oh yeah, that one's Gainsborough, whatever. Gainsborough!
John Constable.
No,
he
Watson.
managed to turn a boring part of England into a place you'd almost want to visit.
Harsh but fair.
Mr. and Mrs. Andrews by Gainsborough, an unfinished painting. An unrivaled landscape artist, he was obliged to do portraits in order to earn a living.
Oh, we did say we want to go to the director after seeing the painting. Yes, okay.
The Evening Star by William Turner, the graceful transitional moment between day and night. Sun Rising Through Vapour by William Turner. 40 years before Monet, Turner creates a new painting that dissolves forms in a quivering of atmosphere and light. The Painter's Daughters Chasing the Butterfly by Thomas Gainsborough, an unfinished painting but touching nevertheless.
Yeah, we could probably go to the director. Oh, hello, there's a book. There's a book.
There, it seems that we've found the famous ledger. It's written in shorthand, and there are hundreds of entries. Let's bring it to the archivist.
Why did you say that closer to the microphone? Oh, it's written in shorthand. Better read it. I mean, Holmes surely will, but assuming he knows that type of shorthand. Hands up everyone who's tried to learn to write shorthand. Line was crisp. Get out of my ear! Director.
I said I didn't want to be disturbed.
Well, it was a smart idea, but the game is not smart, so... I found your ledger. The only thing in this building that wasn't a painting.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
Here is your ledger, my friend.
You found it! Many thanks. You won't say anything to Sir Pointer.
Rest assured.
Or something
Are
eventually.
you familiar with how the entries are written? Everything seems to be abbreviated.
I understand how to locate a thematic group and how to read a description, but I am struggling with the location codes.
It's better than nothing at the moment. We're searching for a painting that has a connection to the Battle of Trafalgar.
Depicting what exactly?
According to this poem, it could be...
Mushroom, mushroom. What does the painting based on the Battle of Trafalgar depict? What? Oh.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
It might refer to a boat.
Oh.
Its master was Admiral Nelson, and the thief wanted to run it aground. Moreover, the boat would have a French name.
Wait, I have a suggestion. A very popular painting, symbolic even, the Fighting Temeraire, a Turner. In this painting, Turner is described as having mastered painting techniques, and it is one of the most beautiful English paintings of all time. The subject, a boat by the French name of Temeraire, was involved in the Battle of Trafalgar and distinguished itself by protecting Victory, the flagship on board which was...
Victory, did you say?
Yes, Admiral Nelson was on board. Temeraire received a special distinction, but I am not certain of which. The painting shows it being towed to the breaker's yard, I believe.
Oh dear. Why do you need the ledger for that if you just knew? Game. It's the Fighting Temeraire, my favourite Pogue song.
Where would I find it?
I don't know. You would have to search through the English works of this century near the west section of the gallery.
Mm-hmm. That cat in a crown behind it.
Where would I find it?
Turn around.
It might refer to a boat. Its master was Admiral...
Wait, I have a suggestion. A very popular painting.
I think it's a crown on a chair.
The Fighting Temeraire, a Turner. In this painting, Turner is described... The subject...
Victory?
Yes.
Or is it the one behind it? Goodbye.
My thanks, Palinor. Come, what...
Go and... No, that's just someone looking up. Someone... Hang on, what's this painting? Oh, you're not interested. Fine. Someone get me that painting and I will repaint it with a cat. Good practice. The English. The English. We might already be drunk, apparently. There are not many Jesuses. Jeez, Oh, we don't even have to click it.
Here's what I've been looking for.
You've already talked about it. Picture. Watson, do you want to look at it?
Splendid. What do you think?
I agree, it's splendid. The existence of this painting would seem to give credit to this whole affair.
Would it?
As long as this painting remains on this wall, this letter, even if it is eloquent and provocative, is nothing more than a letter. It is possible that all of this could be a hoax with no substance whatsoever. We will know soon enough, as the theft will have to take place tonight.
We must warn the museum's director, Holmes.
You are correct, Watson. Shall we?
Yes. Okay, right, well, I'm glad we learned that. Watson was not looking at it, as usual. Mooch. Not being subtle. Oi.
Fantastic! Superb!
There, Maestro. I believe that everything is settled.
This collaboration will be my crowning glory, my masterpiece. Merci!
Step away from the microphone.
The inventory of the works of art, Director. Oh, and I have the pleasure of introducing the great detective Sherlock Holmes and his companion, Dr. Watson.
Good day, gentlemen. It's with pleasure that I welcome you to our gallery. I trust that you are here for pleasure and not business?
I'm afraid that is not the case.
Oh.
When it is no longer a matter of art, the artist must make his excuses. Messieurs, until we meet again, no need to accompany me. I know the way.
Walks into the English gallery.
My apologies, gentlemen. Have you been waiting long?
Mr. Palinor was able to answer all of our most urgent questions. Tell me, who was that man who just left?
That was Horace Valmont.
No need to
a
accompany
French
me.
painter. One of the best, seemingly. His letters of recommendation come from some of the grandest salons in Paris.
And aren't forged at all.
Let's take a look, Watson.
Frenchman. What?
Yes, he's very avant-garde.
What?
He heard that we were showing the works of modern painters during our temporary exhibitions.
Messieurs.
He has loaned us a number of paintings and has promised to donate those that have the greatest success to the museum.
Lestrade, just in time. And the Frenchman, Watson?
Gone?
Director,
Gone?
This is Inspector Lestrade from Scotland Yard. Lestrade, this is the director of the National Gallery, Sir Pointer, and his assistant, Mr. Palinor. Lestrade, would you have your constable on duty guard the entrance and
Lestrade,
make sure that nobody
yeah.
comes into the museum? Director, is there anything else?
No, but...
If you would care to follow me, I'll show you what the motivation behind all of this is. The reason for this little gathering is this letter that I received at my lodgings this morning. Without getting into too much detail, it claims that this painting, The Fighting Temeraire, will be stolen tonight.
Pardon?
There now. It's because of a letter that you've disturbed me. You believe that?
I would never have taken the liberty to disturb you if this letter, the authenticity of which I must admit hasn't been completely
where did he come
confirmed, was not written by the one and only Arsène Lupin.
Arsène Lupin?
Arsène Lupin?
Arsenal? Who? Lou? What?
Arsène Lupin, the most wanted cat burglar in the world. We will know soon enough whether or not this letter is a fake, or if I had reason to disturb you, Lestrade. But you must understand that we couldn't take even the slightest chance.
Yep, Lestrade.
Perhaps. Why not simply put this thing under lock and key in the bank or at Scotland Yard?
Away from the microphone, Lestrade.
We cannot risk storing the painting in an improper environment or to entrust it to anyone who calls it a thing.
All that would achieve would be to shift the problem. This painting is priceless. Beware he who would harm it. What I propose, Lestrade, is to do a tour of the museum with Sir Pointer in order to check any possible points of break and entry, and leave 2 men on duty here tonight.
Well, they say Lestrade the way you question everything
Director,
you know.
You must close the museum to the public and not let anyone else in.
If you feel
it's necessary.
And you, Holmes?
I'll pass by tomorrow at dawn. We'll
When
know
it's
then what
stolen.
we're up against. Should the unthinkable have occurred, I insist that nothing is touched until I arrive. Is that clear? Let's be off, Watson.
I think it's pronounced Lestrade in the Granada one.
Listen, Inspector, I have a lot of work to take care of. It would be better if I leave you to do a tour by yourself. You are, after all, a professional. Here are the keys to all of the locked doors. If you need me, I'll be in my office.
Well, I best inspect the museum to find any of Lupin's possible exits, including mice holes.
I control Lestrade. It's my trade now. I only ever heard it pronounced Lestrade. I remember. I'll have to go and look up the Granada one, by which I mean pull out the DVDs and watch them all. Woe is me. What am I doing? I'm going through all the doors that it said I couldn't go through. That makes sense. Can I go into the director's office? I can. Ha-ha! You did it.
Don't get a headache from thinking too hard.
I certainly don't.
I will make sure there are no windows, and therefore ways in. Here.
What?
Do your work. I will draw a map for you, Inspector.
I'm gonna destroy all the windows in this building, then no one can get in. We're clearly dealing with a formidable mind. Gonna break all the windows, yeah. So smart.
No exits on this side, nothing to report.
Yeah, no, there's no doors or anything that anyone could get through. Gosh, we are quite something.
No exits on this side, nothing to report. It's shocking that certain artists persist in painting with their feet. It's shocking that certain artists persist in painting.
Logic seems sound.
They locked you out. Guess we better poke around the old neighborhood.
That chap must have been rip-roaring drunk when he painted that one.
Judgy, yeah. There's me thinking Sherlock's quotes were scathing.
It's shocking that certain art.
You can't keep using the same.
That chap must have.
You got 2 lines, Lestrade.
When I see this, I tell myself that life isn't fair. We amputate too many soldiers and not enough painters.
I love playing a relatable hero. The strayed fellow's harsh towards painters. This strayed fellow is harsh towards everybody except himself.
No exits on this side, nothing to report.
There's a door right here.
No exits on this side, nothing to report.
Reddit says Arthur Conan Doyle pronounced it Lestrade, but he's dead, so what's he gonna do about it? Good argument, good argument. No exits? Nope, an exit. Huh. Anyway, we have to do a thorough job, because, you know.
Ha! There is a possible entry. If someone wanted to descend from the roof here, he'd need a lot of time, and it wouldn't be a quiet business. But I'd be wise to leave a man on duty here, and he will signal the alarm at any suspicious movement coming from the roof. Arsène Lupin. It's you and I now.
All older adaptations say Lestrade, and all the newer ones say Lestrade. I mean, it's a fictional character and it's a name, so... Whatever. Do you think people get amputated as punishment? If he had his way, everybody would be amputated for any minor infraction. Yeah, needn't bother with the elaborate plan when this is his opposition. If he hadn't alerted Sherlock, he could have just walked in. Could he just ask?
It's dark in this box room. Good. No windows, no possible entry.
I won't even check. I won't illuminate the room at all. Everything you know is a lie. I'm aghast.
No exits on this side.
Sorry,
nothing to report.
There's a third forbidden way to say it, and you're wholly against it. Lestrade. Ah, Lestrade. Well, guess how I'm saying it from now on. Lestrade. Oh, Lestrade. I studied at the Lestrade School of Acting. Hardcore, no. I like Lestrade. Lestrade is fun.
We need a cannon to force this door down. The lock is too big to be jimmied, and I'll leave a man on duty in place. If Lupin does come, it won't be that way. Wait for tonight. There. The director and his underling have left. Time for us to play now.
This is an alien.
It could be that this whole robbery is nothing but nonsense.
Is this Lupin?
If not, we're prepared. And this Lupin will play right into our hands. I'll lock the main door to the museum, and you will be locked in. Jeffries is on duty in Trafalgar Square, and the yard is nearby. Nothing to worry about there.
The meter is slightly
doors
further
leading in will be locked, but you will each have everything you need to open them. Stay hidden and cover your light so you cannot be seen from the roof. You, Lockhart, will be stationed near the painting itself. At the least provocation, go down to the entrance and sound the alarm. The
And
walls
you,
are
key
too
lever.
thick,
Won't
so
open.
you will have to go down for your whistle to be heard. In case of real trouble, be sure to fire with deadly accuracy. Because if you even graze one of the paintings, your great-grandchildren will still be paying off your debts. Finally,
amputated
you'll just have
limbs.
to be content with your lanterns. Gas is too
It's wedged shut.
expensive.
It figures.
Let's go, men. Keep your wits about you. You'll be relieved at 4 a.m.
And when we're done with that, you can go off duty. Later? What? Okay, didn't expect that. Oh no! Cough, cough. Oh, I can't wait to be relieved at 4 o'clock. Oh, my lozenges.
Go on, you cantankerous codger. You have work to do.
Who are you talking to?
You're right, Holmes. The constable below was indeed asked to deliver us a letter. It's from Lestrade.
Nothing good can come from such urgency.
Indeed, Holmes. This time,
Holmes.
without doubt, the painting has disappeared. According to what he's written, they've turned the National Gallery upside down looking for it. Our presence is required immediately.
Well, Watson, the game is afoot.
Should we not have enlisted more men from the force to protect the painting?
I think that a whole brigade could not have stopped Lupin. And, of course, we can now be certain that it was he who was behind the theft.
Why?
First and foremost, the police have a city and lives to protect, and we must respect that. Watson,
They'll
a
fail at
hansom
that
will
too.
be hard to find at this hour, and Billy, our page, is sick. Would you be so good as to flag one down while I take a moment to reread this letter?
Yesterday, I was a doctor, and now I've become a valet.
Well, at least he said valet. I control Dr. Watson. So we don't get to read the letter, I guess? No. We just have Adler, Seaman, and Lupin. Well. Oop. No, that's Holmes. Modern adaptation. A new band name, Cantankerous Codger, claimed. That sounds like a headline. Cantankerous Codger, claimed. Yeah, who exactly was he referring to when he said Cantankerous Codger? Was he talking to, like, Turner, or...? Oh, hello. No, talk to the...
Got a light?
No, sorry.
Is it Sherlock Holmes who lives in these digs here?
Indeed.
Know him?
I do have that honour. I have been of some assistance to him on occasion. Like locating hansoms, for instance.
I say, you're his valet. So tell me, does your master pay well then?
But I
bet you're not above winning a bob or two, am I right? Listen, my friend, word has it that your boss is going to have a right fright tonight at the Picture Museum.
How?
Shh, listen, my good man. If you want to fill your pockets, here's my card. Piers Urquhart Allen, that's my name. Independent reporter's the game. Spill the beans about his biz, and I'll pay you well. Look for me in one of the pubs round here. You can't miss me.
If Holmes finds out that the press is onto this business, he'll be in an explosive mood. Best to avoid speaking about it.
Visit card of U.A. Piers, journalist. Piers Urquhart Allen, independent journalist. Handsome? So handsome cab. Or it might be a euphemism for young men, who knows. Talk to the cab.
Ah, a hansom. Now to find Holmes and make our way to the National Gallery.
You've arrived at last, Holmes. We haven't touched anything while we were waiting, except for a ladder which we needed to climb onto the roof. You must have received my message. The painting was stolen.
She's pointing wildly at everyone, yelling, Arsene! Arsene! The facts!
Did your men see anything?
To tell you the truth, barely anything. There was nothing they could do. The only thing we know for certain is there were two people of athletic build who perpetrated this crime.
They're pretty wrong
we don't
about that.
know if the burglars stole anything other than the painting in question, as they completely redecorated the museum with the paintings of a French artist that were at the entrance to the museum. The paintings that were on the walls are now crammed in the director's office.
Classic.
Do you have any idea what happened?
Well, not really. I haven't managed to figure it out. We know that the two men exited through the window in the restoration workshop, and that the second man entered through there. But the first man was already in the museum before his accomplice. Yet I had a man in the restoration workshop all yesterday afternoon, and he only left for a minute in order to hear my orders. At no time could the first man have entered through the window. We would have either seen or heard him. The men on the premises confirm they didn't see anyone pass through the entrance until the alarm was sounded.
What about that box
and
behind you?
those two are the only possibilities. How did this man get into the museum, I ask you?
When you have eliminated the impossible, Lestrade, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
He learned that from Spock. Just assume any NPC that wants to access to anything is Arsene. Arson. They're all Arsene. The books make you subtly paranoid. I do want to read them. Director.
Where are the director and his assistants?
They're clearly not
both in the
directing this game.
office. Go gently with the director. He's close to having a fit. By the way, I noticed some traces of paint or something all over. I've asked everyone to avoid trampling on them until you've had a chance to examine them.
You're making wonderful progress, Lestrade.
Goodbye.
Well, I'll go question the neighbors to see if anyone might have seen a 17th century boat descend from the roof.
It was a
Watson,
painting.
accompany Inspector Lestrade. Check out the roof and help out with the interrogations.
Make sure it doesn't
Be on
kill
the
anyone.
lookout for the slightest detail could gain us some precious time.
You can count on me, Holmes.
No, I can't, but that's why I'm sending you away. I control Sherlock Holmes. Right. Check the box.
It's a combination lock, a French brand. It looks extremely solid. Impossible to open it without knowing the combination. It's a combination lock, a French...
Don't even get to try, do we?
The paint tracks come from the interior of the museum and stop there. It's curious, but I'd wager that the man who left these footprints rested here a moment while facing the wall and looking at something. Yet, these paintings aren't exceptional in the least.
Well, this one is of a cat and a crown. That's pretty exceptional. Maybe that's it. Maybe they walked up to it and go, oh, a cat. No, it's not a cat. How wide is the... Oh, it's one. Okay, so it was like the right foot. No? No, that is left, right, left, right. Got a locked command from a Sherlock game. Yeah. Oh yeah, the combination lock. That's two. Also, there are several Sherlock quotes in the locked command. I don't think we got any yet. Oh, wait. Talk to the director. He's in a mess. He is a mess. He's in a shamble. He's... Oh, nice. Hi, how you doing? Having a nice day?
I can't open it.
Damn!
Looks like I'm
Holmes,
stuck.
Such
I might as well check this place
tragedy.
out.
Have you seen what
However
these
you
crooks
slice
have
it,
done to my
it seems
museum?
we've reached a dead end.
Paintings of incalculable value
Brock never
thrown in
met
a
no
heap like hay in a haystack.
You're not allowed to speak,
And
director.
The fighting temeraire.
What's with these guys?
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Classic.
Now, calm down, director. Do you know if they took anything other than this painting?
The director and I are in the middle of doing an inventory of all the paintings that were moved. We are not certain yet.
Bye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further questions.
I barely had one.
Come, Palinor, back to the inventory.
He's not a horse.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not. This room is poorly lit, and we need it to work. Perhaps a bit later.
Okay. You.
I'm overwhelmed by this inventory.
You can take it one by one. They don't have to be done in a group. If it didn't say anything important, nah, probably. Oh god, it was all important. Yeah.
Looking at this canvas, the French painter must have drawn his inspiration from the famous French cheese camembert. They both stink. A perfect example of neo-cretinism, a Valmont from his convalescent period. The artist of this painting wished to depict the total rejection of aestheticism, and he succeeded.
Holmes now
Snake,
again very judgy.
Don't be so impatient. Settle down. I need a little more time to get the cargo door open.
La Tela Real,
So
by
that's
the great Spanish master.
That stayed. Everyone's an art hater. Flamingo.
Belmont has unusual taste for a painter. A perfect example of... What horrors?
What horrors?
A perfect example...
Neo-cretinism.
The artist of this painting wished to depict the total...
Okay, Holmes is not a fan of modern art. We've learned this.
What horrors?
Oh.
Self-portrait by Horace Valmont. A bit narcissistic, that one.
That's important. We allowed in these doors yet?
Closed.
We are not allowed in these doors. Flamingo one's nice, yeah. Horse!
Valmont has unusual taste for a painter.
Is a horse. Look closer. Horse, does it have like a mouse on its back or something? Having a month? Praised Rembrandt for doing a self-portrait not half an hour ago. Yes, but that was Rembrandt.
The artist of this painting wished to depict...
He's only got a few quips. Ugh.
What horrors? Hideous, this painting. A round red frame with some green in the middle. The inspiration behind this canvas is rather queer.
This looks like an in-game screenshot.
A perfect example of
Want to see this picture? Oh, I can right-click to open up that. That's... It looks like a cat on a stool. Want to see it? It's covered by a thing. Ooh, frog! Frogs! Multiple frogs.
A perfect example of
neo-cret... Frog. Them round. And slightly pointy. Looks like a Soulsborne character close up. Holmes of all people out here accusing people of being narcissistic. Yeah. Frog. Multiple frog. Frogan. This is a spoon? This is a spoon person. Hello, spoon person.
Valmont has unusual taste for...
Oh, shit. That's quite nice. Wonder who actually made these paintings. And did they mind their paintings being insulted by everybody? You don't know nothing, hello.
A large red square was painted on the floor, most likely by Lupin, but to what end?
Well, there are 4 ends.
Closed.
Open it then! Ever since we've had the locked command, people going to a locked door and saying closed has started to annoy me irrationally. Ah, footsteps.
person who left these footprints stepped into the paint with his whole foot.
Luckily.
Footprints, look. It's through there that one of our robbers arrived, and it's also through there that they must have escaped with the help of a ladder. Ideal to catch by jumping from this skylight. Water.
Water, sight for sore eyes.
These tools are for restoring paintings. It was through the skylights that one of the two robbers came in.
Okay. So far we've learned nothing, because Lestrade told us all of this. Good to know, good to know. And this is too dark.
It's too dark in here. I don't see anything.
I'm glad you walked in. Good job, Holmes.
Closed.
More footsteps. Where did they go afterwards? They sort of went up here and then lost the trail.
Footprints, look.
Yes.
Footprints, look.
Yes. Oh, were you going to do something?
Footprints, look.
Yes. Footprints, look! We're going to measure them.
Size 10. Size 10.
Look for the tiniest discrepancy.
This footprint is quite clear, like a footstep pressed. This footprint is rather light. The man who left these footprints made a return trip. He was carrying something heavy when he climbed the stairs. Paintings, certainly.
Paintings, of course. The only heavy thing in this building. Right, let's go back to this massive crate. Did we not get to investigate the other one? Certainly, yes. It was clearly a Hindi man. Because of the shape of the soul print. Into this room, please. Thank you. Just walk into the corner. There were, like, investigative magnifying glass things here, but sometimes...
The person who left these footprints stepped into the paint with his whole foot.
Sometimes it's an investigation, sometimes it's not. Okay, this isn't it. Okay.
Size 10.
Size 10.
These footprints are those of common work boots.
Common work boots. Your common or garden work boot.
Footprints, look.
Footprints! Come on, say it. Say the words. No.
The foot brushed the paint. Someone wanted to warn the person who made the footprints of the presence of liquid on the ground, but too late. The man then went beneath the louver of the window to get out, probably with the help of a ladder. He was wearing shoes from France with supple leather non-skid soles, which have a distinctive design.
Okay. Well, we haven't been kicked out.
The foot brushed... The foot brushed...
They get very tricksy with hiding things, so gotta be careful. Not size 10. This is a different shoe. But apparently they're not interested.
These footprints are size 9.
Apparently they are interested in the size. Size 9. Oh dear. Right. Okay. We have investigated the footprints. I would like that lamp, if at all possible. I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that it is not at all possible. Can I not, like, investigate this? I feel like I should investigate this. Oh, I'm just standing. Okay.
A large red square was painted.
Give me the lamp.
Footprints, look.
Oh, footprints! In the dirt! Size 10.
These footprints are size 9.
Bugger. It's a 50-50 shot.
These are shoes with supple, non-skid
Yay.
leather soles of French manufacture with a distinctive design. These are, without doubt, the shoes of the French painter Horace Velmont. The footprints left by Horace Velmont's shoes and those made by one of the two crooks are absolutely identical. Lupin is a master of disguise. We met him in person yesterday as Velmont.
You were right! Oh no, who could have seen this coming? Also, how do we know that? How do we know that wasn't the accomplice? Don't think any evidence that we have so far means that that was definitely Lupin, but sure, okay.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
Velmont.
The only one who will be happy is Velmont. His paintings now have the best spots.
What a shocker.
I'd wager he's doubly happy, but he'd never come to show his gratitude in person.
Ah, and when will you be done with your investigation, so that we can put the paintings back in their original places?
A deadline will soon be set, I think. However, it is in our best interest to do it as quickly as possible.
We didn't bother telling him about Velmont, okay?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further questions. Come, Palinor, back to the inventory.
I'm overwhelmed by this inventory.
Me playing a Resident Evil game.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not.
Oh, what a lamp! Well, what do we do now? Still want to have a crack at the combination lock. No idea what the solution is, but want to crack. Also, you know, investigate maybe some of the stuff that's going on over here, because they just sort of walk up to the wall and then leave. You want to look at that? Not interested? No? Okay. Fine. French
it's
combination.
Combination lock. A French.
Wow, great. Do I get to leave?
I have no reason to go there.
Okay. No reason to go outside. Yeah, I get that. Okay, so... Is there another way of producing flame in this building? Well, that's a good idea, just to have an open flame in a room full of paintings. Just run around and see if there's anything worth investigating. There was the self-portrait. Feels conspicuous. Nope, not interested. That's closed. Not locked, it's closed. Oh, hang on. Aha! That makes sense.
There is something here.
Tiles. Size 5.
A trace of black rubber. 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 These 4 traces of black rubber are identical and form a square.
I actually had to count them. Looks more like a rectangle. Well, there was a trace of black rubber, apparently. This.
There's something strange on the ceiling. I'll have to climb up to examine it, but Lestrade's men are using the ladder. I'll continue to inspect the museum while I await them.
Locked. I suppose the reception will be guarded
Inspector
anyway.
Lestrade wanted you to know that we no longer need the ladder.
Great time.
If you want it, it's near the director's office.
Thank you, sir. I will go and use that ladder forthwith. Thank you very much. You should return to your beat now, officer. You are, after all, a constabulary of the law. Put that in my pocket. Adventure games. Never mind hammer space, it's ladder space now. Need to use it with force. We will use it with force. All the force what we need to use to do the thing, sir.
I need something.
You consider the ladder. Yeah.
I need something.
There we go. Present mission successful. Now we climb the ladder. One rung at a time. I found the ladder.
Elementary.
What do you mean elementary? What about what? What about that was elementary? Oh dear.
It's not like you're able to open other doors around here.
No, can't open other doors, that's the problem. Hi Cheeb, welcome to another diatribe. How long's this one going for? Oh, not that bad. Right. Lupin's riddle. If your initials are JL, the answer is yes. If not, greetings, Mr. Holmes. What? Our meeting yesterday was far too brief, but I bet it won't be the last. It gives me great happiness that you are participating in this adventure, and even if the ending gives you displeasure, we will have been in the first row for the whole show. You will have been in the first row for the whole show. Please inform Inspector Lestrade, as you know, but contrary to his belief, I most certainly came in through the entrance. I always enter through the main doors, although leaving is a different matter. But enough of the past. Let's look ahead, shall we? After tonight, I will yet again steal one of the emblems of England's pride. My next target can be found somewhere in London, and it is up to you to identify it before I can claim it. For this, I have left you several clues throughout the museum. A mind as brilliant as yours should have no trouble finding and interpreting them. But will you be able to finish in time? To start, I've left some paintings on the walls that I didn't have the heart to replace with those from my personal collection. In observing them well and reading the following poem, you will have all the information necessary to determine the location where I spent yesterday afternoon and early evening. Small bit of advice: do not break into Thiplicky. Do not break into Thiplicky. A painting of great value is inside, and you will ruin it. Okay. Into the museum did I go that night. And there did I see Venus and Mars wrapped in white. A rainy day they arrived with much delight. That year, without doubt, remember with all might. Yeah, I can tell that English is not your first language. A tired horseman was sleeping near there without fear. His white horse standing tall whispered into my ear, me lord, we were painted long ago, that's clear.
The place.
Truthfully, my second choice, sir, was that year. Hendrik has been dead for ages, I won't be coy. His skitters, young couples, men, women, here a boy. They were his work, were they but duty or his joy? The length of his life is my third part of the ploy. My fourth is the year of purchase, I swear. Fish and cabbage, young boy and angel, quite a pair. First minus second, then times third. Do you care? Minus the fourth, figure it out and you'll be there. Righto, maths. Right, Venus, Mars, rainy day, arrived that year, without doubt, remember all mine.
This poem by Lupin surely makes reference to 4 paintings presently hanging in the museum.
Yes.
Shall we begin our search?
I was already starting, thank you. Down the ladder we go, sir. Right, one rung at a time. Yeah, oh, my knees. Right. Do you care? No, not really. I get the feeling that the writers have only just sort of know what Sherlock Holmes exists and have never actually read any of the book. Turns out it's quite difficult to write a Sherlock Holmes story. Arsene, pace yourself. I don't remember where any of these paintings are, so we're just going to sort of wander around, try stuff.
La Tela Real. The Vendramin family, venerating a relic of the True Cross by T. Jacob with a Flock of Laban by Just.
And this one was in the Fleming area. Okay. Botticelli, Italy first. Well. Oh. Apparently I don't have to
Here's
click
what
on.
I've been looking for.
Yeah, I've been looking for this. It's
Tobias and the Archangel Raphael by Adam Elsheimer, German painter. The Archangel should ask what kind of bait he used. This canvas was acquired in 1894 by the National Gallery. It was based on a composition he had previously done.
So what? What's this? The Year of Purge.
Tobias and the Archangel Raphael by Adam Elsheimer, German painter. The Archangel should ask what kind of bait he used. This canvas was acquired in 1894 by the National Gallery.
Acquired?
It was based on a composition he had previously done.
Nope, not that one. Oh, the UI in this is not quick. Okay, so we'll just sort of run around. Horse!
Here's what I've been looking for.
A horse. That's the second one, right?
Look, a white horse standing by a sleeping man by Peter Verbeek, possibly derived from a 1652 print by Paulus Potter.
Horse. Righto. Hang on, let me put in the arithmetic. First minus second times third. Minus. Well, they do put in then, so that's nice. So it's first minus second, then times third, then minus. But they give brackets, that's nice. Aunts. I imagine this is who's playing the music right now.
Here's what I've been looking for.
Marvelous. Number one, I'm assuming.
This painting depicts the gods Venus and Mars by Botticelli. This painting was exhibited for the first time in 1874 in the National Gallery.
Cool. Arithmetic's on its way. And last one, which was third one, which was what? Hendrik. Who am Hendrik? Hendrik.
Here's what I've been looking for.
But still... Frog.
A winter scene with skaters near a castle by Averkamp, 1585 to 1634, one of the greatest painters from the Dutch school of the 17th century. He specialized in winter scenes. The painting originally extended into a square shape. It seems that I have found the 4 numbers from Lupin's poem. Now, what do I do with them?
What did you want from this? Length of his life. Or 49? Eat them. Eat Holmes. That seems big, but I'm gonna try it. Might have miscalculated, but we'll see. Oh no, it will be 4 digits. Okay. Let's try. If not, whoops. Sorry, I probably should have been explaining what I've been doing. The years of the first 2 paintings subtracted from each other, then multiply it by the age of the painter of the third one when he died, which is 49, and then subtract the final year. But the multiplication came out to 5 digits, so I was confused, but it's once you subtract, it goes back down. Calculating dates. I'm doing basic arithmetic, which is probably why I will fail. I don't use numbers. I'm an algebraist. Let's try.
Open.
Aha! Maths. Hey look, Nelson.
A wig and a cushion, for the stomach no doubt. There is also Velmont's cap and clothing. A half-empty bottle of champagne.
Wait.
To pass the time,
That's
no
not
doubt.
Nelson.
This
That's
is
the other
what
guy.
must have happened. Lupin entered the museum disguised as Velmont. After our meeting, he pretended to leave, but in fact came to hide in the case that Palinor had emptied whilst doing his inventory.
Yep.
A hook permitted him to close the case from the inside, and he calmly waited until the time was right.
Mhm.
Once alone, he got out and helped his accomplice enter through the skylight without fearing the police.
Yep.
It's the painting by my great uncle. Look, there is a paper attached.
What? Dear Mr. Holmes, you should have at your feet the parts of my disguise from yesterday. No doubt you would have liked to have removed them from me while I was still wearing them. It's possible. Find me in the museum disguised like this and remove my postiches. Beware, do it with care and precision, for I am sensitive. That and the fact that you might destroy the next clue. Is he flirting? Yeah, I think this is an elaborate flirt. Can I use the lamp now? Mr. Can't Factor 100 trying to do arithmetic. Look, in my defense, I ended up with a real good title for the video. I bet you would have liked to undress me, Holmes.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
A lamp.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Lamp.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not.
Grumble. What do I do? The rating of this game? Ages 3 to 5. I don't know. Eat the plant. Anyway, that's why they knocked over the plant pot, so that there'll be footprints. Next note will be regarding my last message. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it like that. Bye.
A large red square was painted on the...
Still apparently not interested in that. Quick, we need to undress him. Oh, new camera angle. With nothing more to examine. Excellent. Love it. Good. What? Alright then. We investigate elsewhere. Are we wet? We look slightly wet. Get this man fully sparring because of one awkward line. he had all of his letters set up in advance and he's like, wait, no, hang on, I gotta change this now.
It's too dark in here. I don't see anything.
I know, it would be nice to have had a lamp. What's going on? With the power of failure, we can do anything. Welcome to the stream. Can we go back to this now? Is this now suddenly interactable? That would be nice. Can I have a look at the cat and the crown? No? Okay, no, we're still not interested in. Right. We leave?
I have no reason to go there.
No? Okay. Nothing interesting. Yeah. We take the ladder to the red square. Would that be interesting? Grab the ladder. Cannot grab the ladder. Great. Okay. Nope, no.
What horrors?
What are you talking about? They're adorable. Look at them. They got a flower. I don't know what they are, but they're great. Big fan. Also, if we approach it the right now. Don't want to see this one. I'm gonna go into the files of the game, see if I find all of these. Frog. Maybe I have to do the talking points again, even though it said I've already done them? I don't trust this game to be good at telling me what to do. So, maybe. But we haven't checked the German one, so... Okay. Now I'm officially bored. Oi, give me a lamp. I want a lamp because you can't be bothered to install any kind of lighting in this place.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
Now, calm down, Director. Do you know if they took anything other than this painting?
The Director and I are in the middle of doing an inventory of all the paintings that were moved. We are not certain yet.
The only one who will be happy...
I'd wager he's done.
Ah, and when will...
A deadline will... Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Give me the lamp.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not.
Walk on the painting. Do it.
I'm overwhelmed.
I'm underwhelmed. Got to your destination and you're back for a few minutes. Marvelous. You've missed literally nothing. Such is the nature of a point-and-click adventure game. And me. Quotebot suggestion. They're a potato, of course they're gonna get rim lighting. Lighting. Maybe if we get lighting for the dark room. I have nothing in my inventory. Should have those. No doubt you'd like to have removed them from me while I was still wearing them. It's possible. Find me in the museum disguised like this. And remove my postiches. This game's also been remastered. I'm playing it.
And a cushion for the stomach. This is what must have happened.
This is the remastered version. You'll be pleased to know. Again, there's definitely nothing here. Ah, the scalene triangle. More maths. See, now I'm out of maths. I don't know what to do. Thought we'd have to go through Cthulhu Holmes again. Look, if the Cthulhu Holmes game does well, maybe they'll redo this. This is a sequel after all. We haven't really checked here. Anything interesting? Nothing. Check this door again.
Closed.
Consider opening.
The door handle is missing.
Well, that would be a good reason not to be able to open it, to be fair.
I can't open it.
Absolutely nothing left in it. Even though it said I've clicked things before, maybe I have to do it again. Do not trust the tooltips in this game.
Water.
Water palaver!
Water. These tools are for restoring paintings.
What, a paintbrush?
These tools are for restoring... It was through the skylights that one of the two robbers came in.
Definitely nothing here. Hey, Holmes. Run! Run! It's so hard to double click things because the camera moves the moment you click it. Consider he was dressed as Frenchman. Go to France room. But to follow the smell of garlic. I don't what. Oh, the self-portrait. We're gonna go to the self-portrait? That makes sense.
German gallery.
Sorry, I ignored the self-portrait because I walked up to it earlier thinking, oh, maybe the self-portrait has something in it now. And it didn't. So I then removed it from my brain. Follow the smell of bread. Well, I'm certainly in pain.
The Spanish Painter's Gallery. The Spanish Painter's Gallery.
I don't... Move! 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 There.
They are not smart.
I was looking for a
portrait by Horace Velmont. A bit narcissistic, that one.
There we go, right.
This painting has an oil base, but is covered in a fine coat of water paint. I should ask the director how to remove it.
With a machete. Right, well, back to the director. Lick it. I mean, I wouldn't mind. That would definitely fluster. Ah, did you find my portrait? Yes, I licked it. What?
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
I want to lick one of your paintings.
Sorry to disturb you, gentlemen. Can you explain how to remove a fine layer of water paint that is covering an oil painting?
Do I have to get those tools?
Short, it does not concern a piece from the museum's collection.
It's simple. You'll need some water to soften the paint, a paintbrush with rigid bristles to scrape off the film,
yeah, brush and
an
water.
absorbent sponge to take it off.
Oh, and a sponge. Wow. Couldn't work that out. Bye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further questions. Come.
And back we go to get the tools. Oh, I love these games. I'm having a good time, I promise. This way. He considered crime scene cleaning scrub daddy spong. Yeah, we're gonna dual wield sponges. And kick a bucket. Grab the water. Water.
Water.
Tools for restoring painting. Didn't even bother saying it. Great. Thanks. Right. Let's go rub Lupin. A bottle of water. Making tea, does anyone want? Yes, please. Something calming.
The Scale of Love by Jean. You and I, Lupin.
Sugar, milk. Yes, please. Just those. Okie dokie, sponge face. Sponge face. You know, the water vanished.
I need something.
The water's gone. There you go. Covered in water, you filthy so-and-so. Combined it with a brush. Yeah, I didn't... It wasn't deliberate. Sort of caught me off guard. Remember Chicory? Chicory was great. I love the game about people's relationship with art and burnout. Finding inspiration and needing time to recover. I never did do fan art of, what were they called? Cardamom? The lion? Who had such severe burnout that they just decided to do something else entirely. I like Cardamom. Chicory is good. Have a good one, Kiro. Love you too. Have a great rest of your day. I'm almost done wetting Lupin. And now, to lick. Our tongue looks a bit weird, but we're gonna lick. Oh, I got a thumbnail. Wants to get him, yeah. We need to get him wet and then lick him down. Oh, that's the thing. Oh no, he was using a moustache extension. Okay, got to uncover the top hat. Vital research. I don't know what I'm trying to uncover here. Do I just have to do the whole thing? For anyone who has RSI, I do have to hold down the mouse while doing this. So know what I'm going through. I'm going to do it methodically. Just imagine this is you're watching an episode of Baumgartner or something. I'm applying a particular solvent, which I tested on one small corner of the paint to make sure that it wouldn't adversely affect the paint underneath. And I'm removing the varnish on top, which was browned over time. It did its job, but now it's time to be removed and replaced afresh. Once this is done, I'll transfer it over to the heat table. I haven't watched his videos in a while, so well, I'm working on old memories here. Okay, these ones seem deliberate because I can't get rid of them. Too good at that. What you gotta do is you gotta make... I'm making sure by applying the solvent in a particular shape that I make sure they're all straight edges so that I create square structures with the removed varnish. And that way you can be sure you know where everything is. Like with our sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace Designs, you can... See? I didn't leave the eyes for last, yeah. Rookie mistake. Should have done the background first and then like the block color of the tuxedo. Okay, I'm assuming I didn't get water on. Let's do one final wettening. Okay, we done?
There is a bright red C written on this calling card in addition to a poem. This letter must be the beginning of a word or phrase. Now to find the others.
Foggy Skies poem. See? The red surrounding the green isn't right, but for a clue you must look inwardly. If nothing is found despite your great might, my success will make you green with envy. Inwardly envy. With envy. Would you like me to pronounce that green with envy? Red surrounding the green isn't right, but for a clue you must look inwardly. Nothing is found despite your great might. Success. Inwardly. Yeah, just take these and scrub away at the art. We did make certain that this was not one of their paintings, so it's fine. We did specify. Now on to the restoration. As you can see, the mustache has deteriorated greatly in the course of removing the varnish, so I'm extending it to its original 3 to 4 feet.
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately... What do you want, Mr...
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Shush. Well, to the red square, I suppose. I'm suddenly interested in it. Go on, cover more letters. I know at least 25 more. How many do I need? Just take it. Just grab it and run. Apparently this lamp is more important than the painting.
A large red square.
Hmm. Oh, was there more stuff in the painting? I don't know. Didn't actually. Hang on, what did the thing say? I was thinking of just one thing. Red surrounding green is... Oh, it's it's the Bloodborne guy. Off we go. The Bloodborne. I have to moisten more art, yes. More licking. God, if only white paint wasn't made with lead oxide. Would also love if the music switched up at one.
There must be something here. Stay alert now.
Stay alert now. Oh, no. We're just looking. Nose. Eye. Ooh.
A piece of the frame is breaking off.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Frames massage. Oh! Great paintings, rectangular or square, are hanging in rooms very much like this. On a different one, from the northern air, count 6 sides as the needle turns, you can't miss. What? What? Dog.
What horrors. What horrors.
What horror. So look, this is the room we're in, right? Okay, paintings, rectangular or square, are hanging in rooms very much like this, on a different one from the northern air. Count 6 sides as the needle turns, you can't miss. So, like, we want to be, like, from north, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we want to be facing west. That's that one.
What horrors?
This is a dog. Unless that's north. Round painting in each room.
What horrors?
There's a round painting. Holmes, lick it.
A winter scene with skaters.
Go to the wall right of this green painting, which would be the northern. Yeah. Huh? Easier said than done. Hang on. Right. Cat.
What horrors?
Horrors. We're at the cat. This is the north. If we go 6, 1, 2, 3. It would be this. It would be dog. Long snoot dog. I guess it didn't specify clockwise. But... Count off 6 sides of the room clockwise, including the entryways. Go to the other recess wall on the right with a What Horrors painting. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Oh! No. What? No. Oh! There's a lamp! A hidden lamp! Take it. Eat it.
Elementary.
Stop saying elementary. You don't know what that means. In a somber corner under a white cloth to ensure success, look for the red. It will not be inside. Oh, it will not be inside, but be not wrath. It's not impossible if you use your head. In a somber corner under a white cloth to ensure success, look for the red. It will not be inside, but be not wrath. It's not impossible if you... Well, can I steal this lamp? Can I have it? Wrath. With an O. Well done, Jeeb. Jeeb solved that. The only white cloth I can think of at the moment is the one on the floor in the storer's room, but I'm not sure that's... Now I can take the director's lamp. Great, cool, glad to know, thank you. Of course, it is now necessary. It is now so necessary. They must be finished with their work by now, of course. I know this because yes, what? Don't sulk, go in the room. Lamp!
Can I borrow this lamp?
Yes, we are almost finished. Isn't that right, Palinor?
Jeeb, you're a lifesaver, thank you. I've stolen the lamp. Mine now, bye. Never seeing you again. Lamp get. Lamp achieved. Now be lamp. Let there be lamp. Wow, it's even darker over there than it was. Under a sheet, what with red?
This bucket contains something extremely heavy. I can't move it. A bucket with a red perimeter. Not bad.
What?
There is something here.
I can move it now. Oh. Under a bouquet of lilies fair, the director is sleeping there. Younger by a quarter of an hour, and you shall receive the power. What do you mean, not bad? Director's sleeping? Where's the director sleeping? Arsene has too much free time. Well, can I have the lamp back? I can, hooray! It's brightened up a bit. I'm assuming these is the thing. Into Zoobs. Oops. I've got to go out of bounds. Got it. Or we're going to the
German gallery.
Not the German gallery, no. Slightly wet. I've completely lost where I am. Where am I? Hang on.
The Flemish artists are found here.
Cool. Lilies. Is lilies?
Velmont has unusual taste. Lady Elizabeth Thimble. What horrors!
What horror!
The artist of this painting wished to depict the...
What are the things again? Back to the other side, thank you.
Peace and War. Rubens, the old master.
Oh, I can touch this one now. For reasons. Hang on before we do that. Hey, lily? There's the lily. Say younger by a quarter of an hour. I'm assuming they meant go anti-clockwise by 1 quarter, right? Where are the lily?
It's Pointer, the museum director, who is on display here.
And
amusing.
Turns out he wasn't snoring at all. He was going, Gosh. Grandfather poem. Your great uncle Horace had a grandfather. Both did proud the name Vernet. The clue will lead you to a race on the Tiber. Decide which painting it is and don't sway. Okay. Vernet, then. Gonna head out and sleep. Do you not want to see how this epic battle of wits is gonna end? Have a good sleep, Oops.
A canvas by Joseph Vernet, my great-great-uncle.
Yeah.
Here's what I've been looking for.
They're the same.
A canvas by Joseph Vernet, my great-great-uncle.
Want to investigate it?
A canvas by Joseph
Investigate it?
A canvas by Joseph Vernet, my great-great-uncle. A canvas by Joseph Vernet, my great-great-uncle.
It's got the investigation thing. Oh, there we go. Now it's...
Why? These two paintings appear identical.
Wow, so quick, Sherlock. Okay, right. Shout if you spot Wally.
Haha, Lupin seems to be setting the example. I'm in need of a lamp. Haha, Lupin seems to... I'm in need of a lamp.
I have a lamp. Burn it. Yeah, this is normal. Turns out he just painted on top of the original and we're just burning a painting. Well, that was fun.
I will recopy all of that to better study it.
Aye. 9 paintings with so much in common, theme and colours, brown, red, green, yellow and blue. Put the colours face to face, help them align, and the last letter found will give you a clue. 9 paintings with so much common, theme and colours, brown, red, green, blue, yellow, blue. Put the colours face to face, help them align, and the last... Go. On the wall! Yeah, we didn't even take it off the wall. Pulled a Julian. Does anyone know what room had 9 paintings in it? Oh, it's a cross gallery. Really?
What horrors?
What was it? 9 paintings, so much in common. Theme and colours, brown, red, green, yellow, blue. With the colours face to face. Help them to align. Last letter found will give you a clue. Oh yeah, isn't there a thing in this little hint thing? There's a much larger collection quest. Lupin is literally asking you to find and collect 9 paintings from around the museum with a similar colour and theme. Any, like, start point? This one. I can pick this one up.
This must be one of the 9 canvases.
Right, buckle in, everyone.
Hanging art made by 3-year-olds. We could probably do without.
We're just going to run around until there's a hand on a painting, I guess. What do they got in common? They're the ones the game wants me to pick up. Not that one? No, okay, not that one. That one's burned. This one.
They're hanging art made by 3-year-olds.
Can't count that high, you only have 8 fingers. Well, good for you. You count as high as the fingers, and then as soon as you have the next one, you know you're finished. Alternatively, if your fingers have 3 knuckles, then you can count to way more than that. Or if you want to count in binary, you can count to 2 to the 8. Because that's how many different configurations there are of fingers you can hold up. Cat, not cat.
Horrors.
Stop being mean about the cat. Okay, this way, there we go. I knew where it was, but getting the camera to...
They're hanging art made by...
Yes, you've said that 3 times. 90% of its dialogue is a bashing imaginary paintings. If only, that would at least be productive. Come on, come on.
Well, shall we call it a night? Might as well. Certainly wouldn't call it a show.
Yep. They're hanging paintings made by 3-year-olds.
They're hanging art.
That's 4. 4 times the quip. Luckily, they're all roughly the same size. There's going to be a sliding puzzle.
What do you suppose they call that? A novelty act? I don't know, but it wasn't too bad. Well, that's a novelty.
That one. Starting to be able to tell.
They're hanging art.
People have fun plans for the week. Is he in mind that you're now stealing their art? This isn't their art, this is Lupin's art.
They're hanging art.
How many is that?
They're hanging art made by 3-year-olds.
This is going to be O. I'm going to be very annoyed.
They're hanging art. I have all 9 paintings.
Fantastic. We're off. Let's go. Gonna work under the assumption I need to put them in the red thing. However presumptive that is. Yeah.
Think.
Think. Think me. No jigsaw puzzles. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It was worse than I thought. Oh no. Okay, right. That looks reasonable.
We got our money's worth tonight, but we paid nothing. That's what we got.
How are we flipping it 4-way? They're rectangular. Still working under the presumption that it's going to be outside. This is deeply silly. No, this is incredibly serious. The fate of England hangs in the balance. You wouldn't want the reputation of the great nation of England to be tarnished, would you? What do you mean, yes? W? Do I have to rearrange just to show that this is an S?
No message
There we
proposes another riddle. I must have found all of the clues.
Well, it's greatest
However,
detective.
I haven't made any progress. Perhaps the director might know more.
I'm staring blankly at the screen, I hope you don't mind. Right. Just out of interest. Coronis? Oi, director. I burned one of your paintings, by the way. Hope you don't mind. What did Sherlock do to receive that
So,
title?
Mr. Holmes, the day is drawing to a close.
He's slightly smarter than everyone
Can
else.
I finally reclaim my museum?
Yeah.
Tell me, director, does this word mean anything to you?
Coronis? Yes, we have a painting entitled Apollo Slaying Coronis. It's an old painting. Let me show you. Palinor?
Palinor sounds like the name of a unicorn. Eleanor, come
Here
forth.
it is.
Oh, it's a painting.
This painting is rather simple and doesn't seem to be hiding anything special. Can you tell me the history of this piece?
It was created in approximately 1617 by Domenichino and his assistants. It doesn't belong to us, but is on loan temporarily by its owner.
Temporarily.
It represents the god Apollo using an arrow to slay his lover,
Watch people say
Coronis,
temporarily.
because of her infidelity.
That's all?
Yes, that's all.
Nothing else to say about
Well,
it at all.
Holmes, where are we?
Oh, God, you.
It's dark outside. I can't keep going any longer. Not
Like?
one witness within a half-mile in any direction. It would seem the men disappeared like ghosts.
What is the note that you're holding?
Oh, yes, a constable asked me to bring it to your attention.
It's got squiggles on it. What do
could
they
be
mean?
From Lestrade, as we were separated over an hour ago.
Lupin's trying to tell you he was going to kill you because you cheated on him with Watson. Oh no, it's a jealous lovers. Corona's poem. Lo, Corona's destiny in a painting. It was there, but never did she know. Always around her a black shadow, not seen in the painting. This eve 6 more missing.
Incredible. Lestrade has also started using poetry.
Slowest
This
burn,
note
unlike
didn't
that
come from
painting.
Lestrade,
That's pretty
Watson.
slow.
It's Lupin who sent it. Mr. Pointer, what could he mean by a black shadow and not in the painting?
Yes, yes. In the legend, it's Apollo's bird,
So if we
a
hadn't
raven, who
solved-
reveals Coronis' infidelity to him. Thus, the raven, who is at the heart of the matter, is curiously absent from the painting.
Anyway, our latest
Anyway.
message from Lupin states, tonight 6 more missing. Do you have the map of London with you, Watson? Get it for me if you would.
I could try, where, what? Okay. Map of London, central London. Says go to the east of London. Bank of St. Paul's, the Tower of
Yes,
London.
Watson, the Tower of London Ravens. If ever the Ravens leave the Tower of London, the British Empire will fall.
You're screwed if you don't
Lupin
know
wants
that.
to capture them. Watson, there isn't a moment to lose. Find a hansom while I leave some instructions for the director.
Yeah, if we hadn't solved that puzzle, Watson would have come in with a note saying, hey, look at this painting.
You were quiet during the whole trip in the hansom, Holmes. I'm curious to know what you might have said to the director.
Simply to reveal nothing to
Stole
the
his
public
lamp.
and claim that the appearance of a strange mildew on certain paintings has forced the museum to close. This quarantine will permit us to avoid the press from aggravating this already embarrassing situation.
But if Lupin pursues his scandalous idea and actions, we won't be able to silence all of the talk that will ensue all over the city.
Exactly, Watson. All we're doing is giving ourselves a bit of time. From here on out, we must win this strange game, Watson. Lupin won the first round and has thrown me headfirst into this business because if he succeeds, my name will eternally be associated with this adventure and synonymous with failure.
But you'll get the upper hand, won't you, Holmes?
I'll put my hand on his,
that we
certainly.
will.
Who goes there?
My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
And this is my friend, Dr. Watson. We are here at this late hour to meet with the chief warder.
Sorry, I
A
was
recent event has led us to believe that
licking a
some harm
pig.
may befall the security of the building
'Cause I'm a
and goods
Londoner.
under his responsibility.
Stay here and wait a moment. Above all, do not deface the walls.
No, don't graffiti. I control Sherlock Holmes. Tomorrow, I will control Sherlock. For now, we're done. We've lost our minds quite enough for one night. Yeah, the game relies on a lot of people knowing random trivia about London. To be fair, the first time it needed London was just find Trafalgar Square on a map. That's just trial and error. I guess technically randomly clicking on the map will eventually get you to the Tower of London, but there was nothing in the game up until this point that mentioned that there were ravens in the Tower of London, so if you didn't know that, whoops, trial and error. We weren't going to deface the walls, just the ceiling, and the floors, and the bits that connect the ceiling and the floor. So ye, I hope you're having a time. I think it's probably a bit too much to ask to have a nice one, but I hope you're having a time. we'll be back tomorrow, unfortunately, with more of this. No, I'm enjoying myself. It's just, old point and clicks. We've played worse. We've definitely played worse. But some fun. There's been bafflement already, and I think that's a good sign. In a game about Sherlock Holmes, you expect it to be more putting together the clues and less do I know a location in London. You would think, but alas, enjoyed the nonsense. I'm glad. Right, nice to have people here who know who Lupin is, because I don't. I'd like to read the books at some point. It'd be nice. These games are always better around a group. Would I play these on my own? No. Would I play them with you? Yes. Would I play them at you? Certainly. So yeah. I'm glad people seem to be having a nice time. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with more of this. We will go into the Tower of London, where we will find birds, and they will go, rah! And we will go, cute bird. And then they'll get stolen, because, we're not good at our job. You only know through bear. Okay. Vicarious Lupining. Lupin already asked us to undress him to get him wet, told us he was going to kill us for cheating on him, and now we're going to put our hands on his. So, it's all good. Send you links to some audiobooks. They're a good time. Nice. Spread the good word. Get everybody else in the loop. In the loop. Okay, I've reset now.
I don't know whether to laugh or feel sorry for him.
He wanted to make us laugh.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. Have a lovely time, everybody. Hope it was good. Have a great Wednesday, and the rest of Tuesday, and other things as well. I'd indulge you by enjoying the books with you. Enjoying things with friends. Great time. In the loop, 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 in the loop. There is a word for that. The sentence that there could be multiple different starting points. But I don't know.
That was almost funny.
They better be careful. They'll spoil a perfect record.
Yeah, to be fair, I have spoiled several perfectly reasonable jumping off points now. And the issue is that if I ramble for too long, I'm not going to know